Welcome back to Level Up Sports. I'm your host, Matthew.
Let me go, Zach.
We're back after a long hiatus of 2 weeks now, has it been?
I would say, yeah, two weeks. Yeah,
What have you been up to, Zach?
busy. That's all I'm saying. Busy.
Yeah, me too. I've been busy with schoolwork, this online. I'm doing virtually online, all this stuff, and it's just been a long week. How about you?
Yeah. Well, I'm going 2 days and then rest are virtual. So I'm enjoying it. Like my classes, but it's just different.
So let's just jump right into it. Let's go into of course, Heat and Celtics, and we might know the result by tonight. Who's
I
going to
don't
win that
know.
series?
Critics
Been a
have
close series.
the Celtics winning tonight.
I don't know. The Celtics, just the turnovers.
But here's the thing: the Celtics are not losing by that much points.
Yeah, but they're just making late game mistakes that's costing them. The Heat are blowing leads too, though.
I mean, last game was only lost by 3 to the Heat.
But the only problem with Celtics were just blowing up with turnovers. Just Celtics making all these mistakes that, are cost-worthy. Even though the Heat have been, but I think Heat has been kind of dominating the series. Celtics are still in it, and they probably will win
Yeah.
tonight.
I mean, it just depends on how the Celtics role players play, how well Jason Tatum plays.
Yeah, Tatum,
You
Kemba, the whole core, how the core comes
know.
together, how they will stop Tyler Hero, which we gotta get into Tyler Hero.
Well, first person born in the 2000s that made it to the conference finals.
Yeah, you
That
told me
is
that before
that's really
we've been.
surprising.
Yeah.
I think last game he put up his career high.
What's it, 37?
Yeah, 37 off the bench.
Jeez.
I don't know why they're starting Duncan Robinson over him. I mean, Duncan Robinson's a good player, but he shot 0 for 5 that night.
Maybe defense. They'd probably be going for a defense. They get some
Mm,
six man coming
shoot.
off the bench, like a Lou Will type.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see here. Today is the famous Vince Carter dunk that he did in the Olympics over what was his name? I don't even know his name.
Was it 04?
It was 2000, I want to say.
Yeah, that's
When
when he got injured though. I thought he was coming off of an injury, or maybe that was another one.
I don't know, it's when he jumped over that one dude.
Oh, because I remember watching a video on, like, I forgot what it was. It was like the decline of Vince Carter or something. Not decline, but like Vince Carter and the dispute against the Raptors, how, like, how they fought against not fought against each other, but like,
How they had differences and
beef history. That's what it's called.
yeah, they had it was a lot, and then and then that next season after he left, oh yeah, we're gonna get Chris Bosh.
Should have stayed, but no, I think they were gonna draft him, and Chris Bosh like said, "Come on, stay," but could
No,
wait. And then he
too
joined
late.
the Nets.
And then hit a game winner on him.
Honestly, kind of not a super team, but they were a really good team. Made the finals 3 years in a row.
Who was starting? Jason Kidd,
Jason Kidd, it was
Vince,
Richard
Richard
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Yeah. Brian Scalabrine. I don't know actually if he
Oh
was.
God,
So this was the New Jersey Nets, but
yeah.
well, it was the East though. East in the early 2000s.
No, it was kind of lackluster.
It is, but you have more. It
You have more competition.
You wouldn't have Jason Kidd making it to the finals like 3 years in a row.
Yeah, true. It's like LeBron, but LeBron's actually good at basketball.
Well, I mean, yeah, LeBron's better at basketball, but I'm just saying, like, a team. I mean, yes, the East isn't good, and we'll see how good the East is after this off season, which what happens with Giannis. But
Mainly what happens with Giannis, and then if what Kawhi does in the offseason.
just leave the Clippers because we should talk about the Clippers. I mean,
The Clippers blow 3-1.
3-1, yeah.
3-1. That doesn't have a good taste in my mouth. No, I don't like saying 3-1, but
Yeah.
it happens. It happens. Can't really blame Kawhi. He did all he could. It was mainly Paul George, pandemic P.
I don't know. I disagree with that. I think I mean, yes, I think Kawhi did all he could throughout the series, but Game 7, Kawhi really
Oh
choked.
yeah.
Him, I mean, we're talking about playoff P, feeling dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, playoff P was just, I don't know how do you become a clutch player in the beginning of your career to become unclutch?
Decent enough, but not really hitting, clutch shots in late third, fourth quarter.
I mean, they were also a good team, though. I mean, both teams were evenly matched. They were good. Nuggets and Clippers were evenly matched.
Yeah, it's just Nuggets had
Well,
they
they're
have
more
more
talent.
talent.
Well, yeah, and Jamal Murray. If Jamal Murray keeps playing the way he does,
Look like Michael Jordan last night.
yeah, with that layup. But even though
Oh
they
my
lost,
god! I like the Lakers complained to Adam Silver and about LeBron not getting enough foul calls that led to 5 fouls basically on Jokic and Jamal Murray, and the Lakers shot 14 free throws or something last night, something around that.
That's what he did with when Giannis won MVP. He said he should have won MVP. You
I
don't
don't
hear
know.
Jordan or Kobe. I mean, I get why he had a great season, but like you hear Jordan and Kobe like complaining during while they won the playoffs, like I didn't win MVP, even though Kobe really should have won it probably more than once.
Steve Nash shouldn't have two, but yeah.
So far, this podcast has started with us hating a lot of point guards.
Hey, I like Steve Nash. Steve Nash not a bad point guard,
No, we're taking
but
shots at them with Jason Kidd
but
and
yeah, I mean Jason Kidd is not a bad point guard. I'd rather have him than most point guards that are in today's NBA game.
well, yeah, I mean, he's a definition of point guard. I mean, yes, he's not really a scorer, but he can pass the ball. I mean, he's a playmaker at the end of the day, and that's what you want.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Nuggets and Lakers. Is Denver going to pull back another 3-1 and make it to the finals? If they do, are they one of the greatest playoff teams ever to play in the NBA?
No, I agree that they will be the greatest. If they win this, they are one. But the problem is, people will say, well, it's the bubble. That's the only reason people will everyone will put an asterisk if the Lakers lose, and the NBA won't make the Lakers lose.
I mean, you never know. You never know. It's
No, but
just
if you put everyone looking back at this season, whoever wins the chip, only if it's like the Lakers or Celtics, they won't count this season because I don't really agree with it because majority of the season was played. It wasn't like they played 10 games and then they continued like the rest of the season in the playoffs. They played like 60 games, so I don't really know why you put an asterisk because your favorite team lost.
yeah. I like what Dwight Howard said. He took a page from Kobe Bryant. You remember when Kobe Bryant said when they were up 2-0 in the finals in what year was that?
09 or 08?
It was one of those years, and he
09 or
said,
10.
and the reporter asked him, "Why are you not happy?" He's like, "Job's not finished," and that's what Dwight Howard said. Was it today? He said, "Job's not finished. You're not done till you win." So
Even though he hated Kobe. Kind of ironic. Just when they played together with that failed super team with Kobe. I mean, that team on paper, if you think about it, would be good back in like 2008, but nah.
Shoot, it was prime Dwight Howard. That coming off of DPOI.
Yeah, but that was Dwight. It wasn't. It was that was the Dwight, but that was Dwight coming off a back injury too, a bad back injury.
Oh yeah.
It's not like I mean, yes, he did, but then he went for surgery, and then it changed everything. I mean, yeah, a back injury, it's gonna change how you play.
Let's see here. What else? It seems like when the Lakers put LeBron on Jamal Murray in the fourth quarter, it seems like the Lakers seem to play a lot better on defense and offense.
Yeah, but
They shut Jamal Murray down basically in the fourth quarter, even though he was hitting some crazy shots, to say less.
Well, if you stop Jamal, where's the offense? I mean, yes, Jokic,
I
but
mean, Jokic, but like Jokic can't drop 30, 40 a game and expect to win. He's more of a playmaking big man. That's what I see him as.
yeah, well, he's a playmaking. He's kind of, I don't know. He kind of reminds me like he's a better version of Karl Anthony Towns in a way.
He has gotten further in his career than what Cat's done. I really want Cat to leave Minnesota and go to another team.
Where would you want him though? That's the thing.
Ooh, honestly, if we're thinking logical here, a team he would go to would be probably. I don't know if he wants to stay in the West. I think he might go East. If he goes East, I'm thinking I wouldn't say Hawks because the Hawks have Clint Capella right now.
Yeah,
unless if they trade Clint Capella, but I mean, you never know.
So what teams do you think is gonna get him? Like,
If he does leave, probably top two teams would be more than likely Celtics or a team in the West would probably be. I would say Rockets, but I don't think they would abandon their small ball because their offense is just around small ball. And I mean, small ball isn't a bad thing. I mean, Golden State basically invented small ball in a way.
yeah, my dark horse team. I mean, I'm just looking at like I'm trying to remember the teams on the top of my head, and I just had to look it up. The Nets actually would be kind of interesting.
Then
I mean,
yeah, I mean they have DeAndre Jordan and Jaron Allen, but
oh
DeAndre
yeah.
Jordan's really old.
Yeah, I've kind of forgot about Jared Allen. I was just thinking you could have like I don't know, you put Jared Allen as like a not sit like you can put him on the bench. I don't know. Just if he's
Mm,
trying to go, if you're looking at the teams in the East that need a center that could compete, I would be thinking, I mean, I wouldn't think the Heat, Pacers, no, Celtics. Yeah, Celtics would be like the high team, but I'm saying like a sleeper team that I could see is the Nets.
or Orlando, but they have Mohamed Bamba. But
Mo Bomb.
oh gosh,
Actually, another team
then
would be interesting.
hmm,
Portland.
but they have Nurkic.
But Nurkic just came off an injury. Just if he, I'm saying
Oh yeah,
if we're
yeah, yeah.
looking down the line, I mean, if Nurkic leaves the team, whatever, like I think if you had like a Lillard, McCollum, and Towns, you might have a serious contender there.
I mean, yeah, but with the Nets, Steve Nash is the new head coach. Steve Nash said he wants to play Kevin Durant at all five positions. So that's going to be interesting how he wants to do that. What kind of offense are they going to build? Because it seems like Kevin Durant is the centerpiece. And I don't blame Steve Nash for that.
Well, yeah, he is a centerpiece. I mean, and Kyrie.
Oh, yeah,
Kyrie's actually
Kyrie.
he was having a good season until he got
Mm-hmm.
injured. He was having he was having he dropped some 30 bombs in this season.
30, 40s, but,
I don't know. It just seems kind of, it'd be interesting. I mean, I think Steve Nash, honestly, I think he can make I mean, it's not really hard with the team they have. I think the
yeah,
Nets are
yeah, yeah.
honestly, I'm looking at like the East. I think they honestly will be better than the Sixers. Let's see here. If KD,
Sixers need to get rid of Al Horford and get an actual power forward.
or get rid of Ben Simmons and get a real point guard.
Okay, Ben Simmons is a guy that can play four positions if he wants to. I really doubt he'll play shooting guard and center, but he can play small forward and he can play power forward. I don't think he would step away from the point guard position because
I
he likes having the ball in his hand. But
I mean,
I
I'm not
mean,
like a Ben Simmons hater. I just don't think him and Embiid are a good fit. Like he's not on. Like they need like a true point guard. They need a playmaker.
Elton Brand needs to do something with that office or with that in his GM spot. Surprised they still haven't fired him yet.
I mean, imagine if, well, I mean, he's starting to develop it. Markel Fultz was something. Well, on the team, on the
Well, yeah,
Sixers.
now he's in Orlando,
And
and
he's
he actually played pretty decent this season. I think he now got his shot going. It's like with Lonzo. Lonzo changed his form up, and he's now shooting a little better.
he's
Mm.
still
I mean, Lonzo is like a two-way point. He's a two-way pass-first point. That's what I see Lonzo as. I don't really see him as a scorer, but I see him more of as a pass-first point.
I don't, Alonzo, I'm just at the moment, I see him as a good bench player, but that's it at the moment. He's not that starter type. Like, you looked at, like the team that I think we should talk about teams that disappoint us this NBA season. Well, I think the
Mm.
first team would be Pelicans for me. I mean, Clippers, yes, but I think Pelicans, but they were
Well,
young.
yeah, they were a young team. Brandon Ingram, of course, had his breakout season, but that was a good thing because he looked really good. That's what he should have looked like back on the Lakers, but
They kind of
Josh
held him
Hart
back.
kind of forgot about him. Not gonna lie. Lonzo, you just got to see what he's gonna do in the next 2-3 seasons. Then that's when you really see what he does. If LaMelo comes in and already is playing better than Lonzo next season, there's gonna be some stuff. There's gonna be problems. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, and it's just so. I said Pelicans. What team disappointed you this season? I mean,
Disappointed me the most. I'll tell you a team that surprised me the most.
okay, fine. We'll go
It's
with
kind
that.
of the Thunder. I thought the Thunder weren't going to win over 20 games this year with Chris Paul.
Yeah,
But, 40 plus win season, made it to the playoffs. Wait, did they? I'm
yeah.
going to sound dumb.
The Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made the
Oh,
playoffs. They made the.
yeah.
Who thought this season the Warriors were gonna be the worst team and the Thunder were gonna have
I knew
40
that.
wins?
I knew that the Warriors were going to be the worst team this year.
I honestly didn't. I don't know. I thought they would get like
I knew
30.
they were going to be. I knew they were going to be bottom
Take a step.
percentage of the team.
We'll take a step back, but like I really thought, compared to the team, I thought the Warriors were better. If Curry's healthy, I still think they're not a player, but
Oh
they're
yeah,
they're at least a contender. They could
yeah.
contend for an 8th seed. I mean, look at Portland made it with 35 wins.
Shouldn't have made it, but should have been Phoenix. Phoenix probably would have actually did something.
Yes and no. I mean,
I'm
if
not doing this
If Phoenix made the finals, it looked like a 2K sim right there.
Um,
2 years, the Knicks are gonna be something according to 2K.
shoot, we're in the 2K 21. Giannis loves the Celtics. Every minor league I do, he leaves and joins the Celtics. And I had the one on ball that he went to the Rockets.
I don't know why he would join the Celtics. I mean, I know why they're a good team, but like he just doesn't seem like what would he play? Center, I
Center.
guess. That's just I don't know. That team would be.
It would be weird.
I mean, the Celtics have a good team. I don't know why they're like what the Miami Heat is now to me. Like they have like all the good pieces. Like it's crazy.
Like, were you talking about like 2012, like Heat with
Oh, like
LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, or
like the Miami Heat where they have like a balanced team where they have all like they don't have big star players. I mean they have a couple like Jimmy's the guy for and really Tatum. I guess but Kemba,
yeah, but Kemba has played better this season, I would say, than
yeah,
what most people thought he was going to do.
he was the fit they needed. They needed a true point guard, not like
Yeah. Well, Kyrie is a point guard, but he's a score first point guard, not a pass first.
they needed
That's
more a
just,
team player. They needed a guy that could fit in, like put the pieces together, like just fit him as a team leader. They needed a team leader because I mean none of the guys are past probably like 30 on that team. Well, maybe Gordon Hayward, but the rest of the team's like it's a young team.
yeah.
But are they gonna show up? Are they?
I don't know. We'll just have to see. All right. Back to team that disappointed me the most.
Yeah, we didn't go on that. What team disappointed you?
The team that disappointed me the most, surprisingly, was the Mavericks. I thought the Mavericks were going to be in the conference finals this year. I thought it was going to be Lakers and Mavs in the conference finals, not Lakers Clippers.
Just
Yeah.
wow. Go more into that. I really want to hear your opinion on that one.
Well, the Mavs have possibly one of the greatest benches in the NBA right now with Seth Curry and all that supporting cast. Luka is basically, some people are saying that he is now the king of the NBA right now. For some reason, I don't know why.
LeBron retires, so there's really no. I'm just saying, like
Well,
LeBron's
yeah,
the
there's
face
really
of the
no
league. He's the
king.
face of the league. Luka probably will. I mean, it's between Luka and Giannis, but they probably go with Luka because I don't know. They won another four. Depends how.
Yeah, Giannis already has 2 MVPs and, DPOIs. I don't get why people were getting mad that Giannis won DPOI over AD. I mean, Giannis seems like he just like the Bucks played better defense with him.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have a 7-foot guy on the court that
Well,
can
yeah, but he's like the defensive leader.
not the offensive leader, but defense. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he is offensive leader because we saw that.
I mean,
What
yes.
happened?
Yeah, he got injured. But
Yeah.
let's go back to the
Yeah, but
Mavs.
back to the Mavs. Honestly, KP was disappointing this year. I thought KP was going to have a breakout year.
I didn't.
I mean, what was it? It's the second year with the Mavs.
Well, second year, first year playing because he didn't
because
play.
he was he didn't play really the year before.
I don't think he played at all.
He was going to do something. I mean, they did some stuff.
I mean, honestly, I would say they didn't exceed my. I mean, I think I didn't really have high expectations for them because I mean, Luka had a good season, but I thought he wasn't gonna like top that. I thought he was gonna have like basically the same season, or he was gonna drop off just a little because the NBA was gonna get used to his skill set.
Yeah.
And KP coming off what? Did he come off like an ACL tear or Achilles? I don't know. What did KP's injury? I gotta look that up. I mean, not Chris Dunn.
Fuck Chris Dunn. I hate Chris Dunn. Speaking of the Bulls, Billy Donovan's new head coach. That was interesting.
Was that the Thunder's coach?
So Billy Donovan left possibly. Well, he was in a hot seat. He was in a hot seat
after this year. Is he really?
I
mean, yeah, I guess he kind of wasted the careers of KD.
I wouldn't really say KD. I would say more Westbrook.
Well, I mean, I'm saying the duo. They kind of.
Oh yeah. They messed up their dynamic three of James Harden, KD, and Westbrook. They legit went to the finals that year. The next year, boom. By James Harden.
Yeah, I don't really understand that. It's kind of crazy though. Like if you think about just look at the previous decade for the NBA and how many stupid things went on with trades and stuff, with the Nets trading basically their whole future for aging Kevin Garnett.
And that was a stupid trade. I don't know what they were thinking though.
I mean, they were in their mid-30s. It wasn't like they thought it was 2005. It sits again, and then they're like, "Oh my God!" Nets just don't know what they're doing. I mean, they made the playoffs. They were basically like, "Oh, we got a super team. We got ISO Joe, Dalen Williams."
Darren. I mean, they have a decent team, but it wasn't.
Well, if
It
it
wasn't
was
what it was supposed
5 years
to
ago, yeah, they would have had an amazing team. Because
be. Yeah.
Dan Williams kind of dropped off after that, but just I don't know, just so many crazy trades.
Hmm.
It was a crazy last. I mean, it feels kind of weird though. It's like last decade for the NBA was a crazy decade, but then if you actually just look at like the finals though,
It was dominated by LeBron.
that
LeBron was in the playoffs for like
he
the
was in the,
whole decade.
he was in the finals for every year except 2019. Yeah,
Yeah, the final year of the decade.
because it was first finals of the decade was Heat Mavericks, and the next one was the next two were Heat Spurs. Then it was Cavs Warriors for like 3 years,
I thought it was 4 years.
or maybe 4 years, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
Then it was
3-1.
Warriors Raptors. I mean, it's though that's the weird thing. It's all these things, how the NBA changed in a decade. It's crazy. But then you look at the finals, it's like, oh, it's
It was
LeBron and
constant.
Curry.
No, it was LeBron versus Golden State. LeBron had, I wouldn't say no one. He had Kyrie and Kevin Love, but Kevin Love's
Former shell of
out of
himself.
prime. Kyrie kind of beginning his career, got drafted in, what was it, 2012, somewhere
Yeah,
around there.
yeah, he was the first pick, and then they picked.
Yeah.
Then the year after was Bennett, and we all know how that happened. Yeah, that's just yeah. So it's just like it's kind of crazy, like the last decade. But then you look at it's like that's why probably people like no more super teams. I mean I think the NBA's in actually not really. I can't even say that they're in a good spot because what two teams are in the conference finals. Let's look at it. Who is it? Huh, it's the Lakers and Celtics again. That's kind of weird. I've never seen them play against each other in the finals. First
Oh,
time.
first time.
First time, like I never watched basketball, and this is my first day watching basketball. Have you ever seen the Lakers and Celtics? I never seen this. I've never seen this play out before.
All right. Let's move over to the NFL
Well, I
because
think
we
we're
we
gonna we're
base.
gonna we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a break, and we'll be right back. Then we're gonna just jump into the NFL, so we kind of get the games all prepared, look at the games, and see what teams we're
Yeah.
picking.
All right. Welcome back. Got a quick little break. Got some drink. Got some water. All right. Now we're going to talk about week 3 of the NFL schedule. Well, last week, the amount of injuries that occurred was kind of sad.
Yeah, it
Really
was
sad.
really sad.
A lot of fantasy teams are broken now because of that. I don't play
Yes.
fantasy, but if I
Oh,
did, yeah, I would kind of be mad right now.
well, yeah, because all the running backs are down. I mean, Christian McCaffrey.
Saquon,
Yeah, I go with
Torrey
Christian.
Hill,
Yeah, Toy Sale, you know.
Christian McCaffrey is going to be out for like 2 to 3 weeks.
And then we got Nick Bosa. I mean,
Nick
on defense
Bosa,
line, that's
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G, Mosa, Solomon Thomas, I think, was another one from because of that field. That's what the 49ers are claiming, that the field in MetLife, which probably, I mean, this is
More than likely.
preseason because players just you're getting hit right away. It's just you can't get your body's not used to getting hit like that. You know, you do in pads, but it's not really the same. I mean, it's just crazy it kind of reminded me of like 3 years ago when like I think Luke Kuechly, Aaron Rodgers, Odell went down like that same week. It was like the same week.
Yeah.
There was like a few years ago, but this is way worse. I mean, there was like
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of injuries, and then you had this is not funny, but on Monday Night Football, the Raiders and Saints, with the guy getting hit into the TV thing for like recording, and
Oh
he
God.
got knocked out. It was
Oh
Abraham, the
God.
safety. Yeah, Jonathan Abraham. Like he got like knocked out. Because they had ESPN had something that they should not have, like close to the field, too close to the equipment, too close to the field, and he got knocked out.
ESPN. And that's what I use my stats off of. How dare they? Injuring people.
And yeah, I mean, it was crazy. And this will really shape the rest of the season, honestly. 49ers, I mean, honestly, a team that was a Super Bowl, it's kind of, I mean, it's not really Super Bowl hangover because it's still a good team. But, I mean, they have a division. They have a tough division, and I don't think they're going to win it this year. I mean, Cardinals are looking really good right now, and Seahawks.
That Seahawks game against the Patriots, they kind of got lucky.
I mean, they should have ran it on 3rd and 1. Why didn't? I don't know why. I think the Seahawks were trying to go back to the Super Bowl and remember that moment. 1 yard short.
But
A word that hears all Patriots fans are echoing. All other 31 football teams are echoing right now to Patriots fans. You were 1 yard short.
1 yard short.
I mean, it's probably payback. I mean, it's kind of ironic that they lost to the Seahawks at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I mean, but Russell Wilson playing like an MVP candidate. He has been for what the past.
Like 3 years, honest. I mean, last
Yeah.
2 seasons at least. I mean, they really did not have any because they have not had a running back since Marshawn Lynch. Even when they brought him back, they still didn't have a running back
Yeah.
because the team gets injured. The running backs always get injured.
Cardinals, Kyler Murray. Must have watched a lot of Lamar Jackson film this offseason. Man is running out of his mind.
Yeah, we gotta remember what teams they're playing. I mean, they're still a good team. I mean, what they played Washington last week, which they're a joke of a team. They're a joke of a franchise. And what was the?
Washington won 1 week. What was it, week 1?
It was the Eagles, and the Eagles have not played good this whole season. So far, I mean, Carson
The
Wentz has.
Eagles haven't played good since they made the Super Bowl and won it.
Man, I kind of disagree. They almost made the year after, didn't they? Because they beat the Bears double doink, and then Alshon Jeffrey dropped one. If Jeffrey doesn't drop that pass, they probably might win against the Saints. They probably wouldn't make it past then. Who made it to the Super Bowl that year? The Rams. Yeah, so they wouldn't make it past.
Yeah.
They wouldn't make it past the Rams, but they were one game. They were really. I mean, all things they could still screw up, but Nick Foles, yeah, they really have not done anything since. Well, Nick Foles left. I think we should let's just jump into the games, honestly. So let's go with
games.
The first game.
Rams and Bills. Rams are playing pretty decent per
Mm-hmm.
se. Josh Allen for the Bills. It's kind of funny. He leads the NFL in scramble yards since they're in the league since 2018. And he had that nasty truck that completely looked like he was Bo Jackson for a minute, just completely bodied that guy. But man,
I mean, it's gonna be a good game. I think both teams are really evenly matched. But I mean, I think the Rams are gonna win. Rams are just a better. I mean, I don't know. Going to the season, I was like, the Rams are still a really good team. They're paying everyone. If Jared Goff plays well, this team can play well. It's kind of crazy that they're 2 years removed from a Super Bowl, and now they're looking. I mean, Todd Gurley might have been the issue. I mean, it's not like but they kind of maybe relied on him too much. So Jared Goff did not. Now they're letting Jared Goff control the offense, and I think that's
maybe.
what's. But it's gonna be a really close game. It's gonna be probably gonna be like a 3-point game, honestly. But I mean, I got Rams.
Yeah, I see the Rams winning. I mean, both teams are going to put up 20 plus.
Yeah.
Both teams are going to put up 25 plus. I will say that. More than likely. It's going to be a 3-point game.
It's going to be a 3-point game. Whoever's kicker can make it. Whoever has the ball last and whoever's kicker doesn't
just
shank
don't
it
pull
like
the Bengals.
Yeah, it's anyone's game, honestly. It's anyone's. It's a 50. This week, I feel like last week I felt like it was kind of easy to predict the games. It was because the teams that were playing against each other seemed kind of. But this week, a lot of the teams are evenly matched, and it could go either way. So let's go on to the next game. I'll introduce this game. I mean, I'll just pick one random game. I'll do Titans and Vikings. Why not? Titans and Vikings.
Okay. Will the Vikings offense be able to keep up with Tennessee's scoring pace?
Maybe.
The Vikings defense has struggled a lot this year for the first 2 games.
Well, they struggle a lot, but they just Kirk Cousins last game. Colts. I thought the Vikings were gonna bounce back. Because the offense they have. I mean, they don't have the greatest defense. They have just a solid. They probably have a middle of the pack defense, but their offense could be top 10. Dalvin Cook, Kirk Cousins. Even though Kirk Cousins is the greatest quarterback, he's a solid enough quarterback. I put him in the middle of the pack again. I mean, he's not. If you say he's a top 10 quarterback, I might not this season, maybe last season. Well, definitely last season, but. They have not put anything together. They think maybe Diggs, but I mean, they got Justin Jefferson, they got Adam Thielen, they got a team. I don't know what's going on with them. I didn't think they were going to lose to the Colts last week the way they did because, I mean, I think the Colts are all right team, but again, I don't trust Phillip Rivers. I really do not trust Phillip Rivers. The way he's been playing, I mean, I don't know what happened. After he played the Patriots that one playoff game, he's kind of fell off. Like, I mean, honestly, if he doesn't make it to the playoffs this season, he is going to retire because I just don't see. He's not the quarterback he was. I mean, he's just a turnover machine. He's basically, he's kind of reminds me of Brett Favre at the end of his career more. He can get things done, but he blows games because he throws interceptions, because he forces passes that shouldn't be forced. It's like if I control the quarterback in Madden, I force passes all the time. So, that's Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers has the decision making of me in Madden.
Gosh.
And Zach that's not really good. That's not a good comparison, right?
I don't want to speak about that. Score predictions. Let's see here. I mean, Titans more than likely are going to win that game by more than 10 points.
Yeah, Titans are gonna. I honestly, I don't know. I mean, I thought the coach, like the Vikings were. If the Vikings won last week, then I'd be more confident. I don't have, I don't, and the Titans are a decent team, even though I don't think they've played up to their potential yet. I think they're getting used to it. But Tannehill actually had a good game. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say they've been because Tannehill like 4 touchdowns last game, so I should not be saying. But they're gonna win. It's probably the Minnesota will get somewhat together. Minnesota will have a lead in the beginning of the game, and then the Titans will just take over and score like 35. So like I'm gonna say 35-17.
I'm going to go Titans 28, Vikings 14. If the Vikings cannot stop Derrick Henry, it's going. If they can't stop the pass or the run, it's going to be a landslide.
Which they haven't proved to show any. They haven't shown anything. I mean, is
I mean,
Danielle Hunter
freaking
returning?
first week, Vikings allowed Green Bay to put up 42 points.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you introduce the next game.
That's okay. This one's going to be a weird one. Raiders and Patriots. Raiders are 2-0. Patriots are 1-1. How do you think the Patriots will plan to cover Darren Waller? He has 18 receptions.
I mean, it depends how they play. I mean, they probably. I mean, they probably would put Gilmore. I'm thinking on him because they don't really have any other weapons. I mean, they have the Henry Ruggs, but
Yeah.
I think they probably. I mean, they're gonna probably play some. I mean, they're not gonna let him open. They're probably gonna try guard underneath. Honestly, that's how they're gonna play him. They're gonna probably. They're not gonna play him up. I mean, they're not gonna let him score. I think he'll have an off game. I mean, honestly, these are two. I think sleeper teams. I really was sleeping on the Raiders. The Raiders this year so far. I mean, I didn't think they were gonna beat
Derek
the Saints.
Carr was a big surprise for me last week.
Yeah, I mean, he's starting to look like the Derek Carr of like 2016 when he was gonna win MVP. I mean, this team's a sleeper team. I did not think. I thought after the Saints being the Buccaneers, like the way they did, I'm like, I think they're gonna. But Saints kind of they're gonna need to step up this week. But we'll get to that. But really, the Raiders. I mean, God, these both teams are two teams that can make the playoff. Like, well, they can make the playoffs and maybe make some noise. I mean, they probably meet each other in the playoffs. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. Even though the Raiders are 2-0 this season so far, I still feel like the Patriots will still come out on top. Not by much, but
This Patriots team, I think this Patriots team is legit.
I mean, they have a wholly new game plan with Cam Newton.
Yeah, but that just rejuvenated the team. It just seems like they're a completely different team. Like, if you go head to head with Russell Wilson for 60 minutes, you have a chance to make the playoff. You have a chance to win a Super Bowl, honestly. I mean, they could go back. I wouldn't be shocked because it's the Patriots. Bill Belichick. I mean, they still have most of their pieces. I mean, they lost defense, but if their offense can produce the way they have, I mean, it'll be a close game. It will be a close game. I mean, I still think Patriots are going to come out I don't think Patriots are going to score like 40, 30. The game's going to be pretty low scoring. Probably going to be a lot of field goals. So I probably say like 20-14.
I see both teams putting up 30 plus.
Jeez.
But I had the Patriots winning by a point.
Go more into this. Why do you think this is going to be a high scoring game compared to why I think it's going to be a low scoring game?
Well, okay. Patriots, they really don't have anybody on defense except for one or two people, Gilmore and McCourty. But that's about it. Raiders, who do they have on defense?
A lot of young guys, a lot of young pieces. Like they have a solid defense. It's more like a scrappy young defense, ready to prove themselves. Kind of. I mean, there's no like notable names like Khalil Mack. I mean, honestly, I think I can't name one.
Yeah, I can't either. But Derek Carr will probably have a decent game. I'll say 2 touchdowns at least for Derek Carr. Cam Newton will probably rush for a lot of yards. I don't know. It just seems like this game's going to be a high-scoring game, but it's going to be so close.
I don't know. I just don't. I mean, it looks like, but that's their advantages. It's going to be two well-coached teams that they're going to play to each other's weaknesses, and I think that's why it's going to be low scoring. I mean, points are going to be scored. It's not going to be that Super Bowl against the Rams per se, but
That was
That was an
probably
awful
the
Super
worst Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Super Bowl compared to that, the one with Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson, where Peyton Manning
Mhm.
fumbles the ball first play of the game. But that was just a blowout. I'd rather see a blowout than a game that's 7-3. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, I'm going to introduce the next game, and I think this is going to be another really good game. Texans and Steelers.
Hmm.
That's been the Texans season so far.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
Question why he signed the extension at the
Yeah,
moment.
he has. This is from ESPN. Deshaun Watson has the second worst QBR against the blitz. The Steelers have blitzed 64% of the time this season, the most in the NFL by a wide margin. Though Deshaun Watson is the best signal caller the Steelers have faced this season, look for the Steelers to still get a lot of pressure on him. The Texans don't have a line. They don't. They don't have an offense. Their only offense is Deshaun Watson and Will Fuller and Kenny Stills and
No,
David Johnson.
no,
But
the offense is Deshaun Watson and his legs. Yeah, that's their offense. They're like, Deshaun, just carry us, just dude. You know what we should do? Get rid of our best wide receiver. It's not working. The first week, people like David Johnson showed his worth for 1.5, like one drive.
Mhm.
And that's probably because the Chiefs really weren't not prepared, but they weren't really. I mean, this was the first time so that's probably why he looked good.
Yeah, they're okay. It's a brother battle this week for that team. Texans and Steelers. T.J. Watt and J.J. Watt. Who do you think is going to have the better game?
Let me I mean, it's gonna be TJ Watt. I mean, it's kind of clear because they don't have a line and just TJ Watt is. I mean, I'm not saying JJ Watt's bad, but they're gonna double team him. Big Ben is not gonna even feel JJ Watt's presence. I just don't think because they're gonna be double teaming. I mean, that's the guy they're gonna be focusing on because who else do they have on that defense? They really don't. They got Juju. They got all these. They got James Washington. They have a lot of wide receivers. They got James Connors, and what D line they have besides J.J. Watt. I mean, I don't know why I keep thinking the Texans are good. I don't know. I'm just thinking of the team last year. I guess that's what I'm thinking of.
Big Ben has been interesting.
Big Ben's gonna win comeback player of the year because they favor quarterbacks.
He's played good.
He's played
You
good.
can't hate about that.
No, I know. I'm just saying if you're injured and you come back, and if
Yeah,
you're a
and you
quarterback.
put up. Yeah, you more than likely will win comeback player.
Steelers fans will be like, he's gonna win MVP.
I see him making the playoffs.
I know they're gonna make the playoffs because I mean, if you look at the division, who else? Well, I guess Lamar Jackson, but who's he? I never heard of him. See that guy from Louisville? That's a running back. I don't know. No, we're not gonna be talk shows. We're not gonna be like those talk shows. So, I mean, it's gonna be Steelers are just gonna. I mean, I don't know why I keep I'm thinking. I just see the name Texans, and I guess I just think Deshaun Watson making plays, making highlight plays, all that. They're just going to somehow pull something out of their bag and they're going to start playing good. But it's that's not the reality of the situation now. And honestly, Big Ben will have a game. They'll score 30. And honestly, Deshaun Watson will pray for his life that he won't. His O-line gives him 2 seconds against the whole defense. And so, I mean, the score is going to be, it's going to be Steelers are going to score 30 plus, and Deshaun Watson, they might score. They probably score like 10 or 4. They score like at least maybe 2 touchdowns or a touchdown or a field goal. That's just my prediction. You can go into what you think the game's going to be or the score prediction.
I'm not far from your prediction. I mean, the Steelers are going to put up at least 27 plus. Texans, at most, I would say 17. Get 1 or 2 lucky drives in. But like you said, it just depends. All right, next game. Let's go with Niners and Giants.
We already went with the Niners. We already started with the Niners. So
yeah,
Niners missing a lot of key pieces. But then the Giants are losing their offense. So, I mean, and the Giants don't have a defense. So, I mean, probably should be easy. Where are they playing, though? Oh, God, are they playing at MetLife? No. Are the 49ers just going to postpone that? They're like, nope, we're not playing that game.
Someone tested positive for COVID. Can't play.
Giants don't. Even with all the injuries, Giants don't stand a chance.
Giants signed Devontae Freeman. That was honestly a smart move.
Smart move.
Giants.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know why they just didn't sign him before this season.
But yeah, I get your point because look what the Browns are doing with Nick Chubb and
Kareem Hunt.
yeah, what they're doing with them.
This will be the massacre at MetLife. Oh crap! I should have not. That was last week. Okay, massacre at MetLife Part 2. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to. I'm not predicting injuries, but if we're playing at the same stadium with the same team, I mean that's kind of weird too. They're basically just playing the same at the same stadium twice, and after all the injuries they have, I don't think they're just gonna. It's gonna be a preseason game for the 49ers while we have the starters for the Giants trying to play. That'd be kind of funny if that just happened. I mean, it wouldn't because, of course, it's the regular season. And if the 49ers lose this game, they might not make the playoffs, really. Two of their teams in their division right now, 2-0. They're 1-1. They should have not. I mean, they lost to the Cardinals barely, but, let's say the injuries weren't, like, let's say the 49ers were healthy. Where do you think the 49ers, the rest of their season is going to go? What do you think is going to happen?
Not that good. It's not going to be good because they lost basically their defense,
Yeah.
except for Sherman. I mean, they still got Morset and Tevin Coleman.
No, he's injured. Moset's injured.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Tevin Coleman's also injured, but
well, we're still. They're like we're gonna push. They're gonna make it. Just honestly, we're going with the basketball. Just like this season's done. I mean, just go with the Warriors approach. Just get get like a top pick and draft someone.
Yeah, get the second pick.
Get the second pick and draft Trevor Lawrence, and then trade Trevor Lawrence.
Hey, he might go first.
Yeah, probably. I mean, So we're just thinking the game massacre at the MetLife Part 2.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know how to predict what's going to happen. It's going to be like a what if game.
A what if game. What if the Giants got massacred more? That's what I would go with. The Giants probably have a better chance of winning, but it's gonna be a low scoring game because of all the injuries, and it's gonna be a lot of turnovers. I mean, I forgot Danny Dimes, but he's kind of he's still progressing, and even though the 49ers have a lot of injuries, and Kyle Shanahan's a good coach. I mean, they might blow it. I mean, it could go either way, but I mean, I'm going with 49ers. I mean, I think it's an easy pick for this game, but even with all the injuries, Giants don't have anyone.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
Next team.
Next game. I think I'll just say, I mean, the Bears versus 28-3. The Falcons. Yeah, I'm making jokes about the Falcons even a couple years later after they blew a lead against the Cowboys. Oh my God, that was embarrassing. You want to go on the Falcons?
Oh yeah. Well, first I want to start with the head coach. What's his name?
Dan Quinn, I think. Dan Quinn?
Yeah, Dan Quinn. Yeah. If he loses to this subpar Bears team, his hot seat is going to be on a volcano. He is legit.
I mean, you're sucking a subpar Bear team. Honestly, the Bears have been playing actually kind of decent this season, but I want to go. I want to keep going on this Falcons team. We're not talking about the Bears right now. We're talking about the Falcons. We're gonna go in how bad they blew that last game. Even though we didn't, we're gonna go into that game.
I'll let you go in on the Falcons, and then we'll bounce off of that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't really watch that much of that game.
I watched the end of the game. I mean, they couldn't cover CeeDee Lamb to save his life. Even with a holding call, Dak Prescott just burned them, threw a 20-yard pass to CeeDee Lamb again. They could not stop them. They could not manage a clock for their life. Really, onside kick, he kicks it right to them, and they just stand there and then let Dallas recover. They shouldn't have even let that situation. They looked at the ball and just said, they should have just picked it up. Dallas was ready for it, and they didn't know what an onside kick was. This was the worst onside kick attempt. Not worst onside kick recovery from a team since the Green Bay Packers in 2014. This was so awful. And how do you put up 40 and you still lose? How do you do that with a lead that big? It's crazy with Julio going and we could say, oh, well.
Julio injured?
No, Julio's not injured, I don't think. Did he? I mean, I think he wasn't injured, but still, just blowing that lead, Matt Ryan. I mean, honestly, Dan Quinn should have been fired last year. They just won a few more games, so the coach would be like, yeah, let's keep him. I don't know why you would ever keep him. You're wasting the talent. This is basically what I mean, I keep doing analogies. I mean, I'm from Wisconsin, but the Green Bay Packers with Mike McCarthy, they could score 40, but they could still blow leads to teams that were less superior than them. And that's what the Falcons are. They're a team that has so many weapons on offense and has not a great defense, but they're solid enough, and they can't hold a lead.
Yeah, Julio Jones has a hamstring game time decision for the Falcons.
Yeah, you lose your best player too, and you're just Matt Ryan's basically becoming the definition of Matt Stafford. I mean, well, he's basically just puts up stats, puts up MVP like seasons, but no one cares because he loses because they can't hold a lead. They're like, maybe we should run the ball more. Dallas is kind of coming back, and you played against Mike McCarthy too, the coach that doesn't know how to hold a lead, doesn't even know how to keep a lead. So I don't know. It's two coaches that don't know how to keep a lead. I can't go on. You got pick up the slack. Like I went on my rant. You go, and if you want to add anything to that,
Okay, we'll shine a light on the Bears because I'm pretty sure you nailed the Falcons dead. The Bears had a really good comeback. Was it last week?
no, it
Did they
was
come
week
back?
one. Week one,
Okay, yeah, that pretty good. Mitchell Trubisky's been playing decent, better than what I thought he was going to be playing.
I mean, they played the Lions, so we got to slow down the brakes that week one. But I don't know who did they play last week?
I
The
don't
Giants,
remember.
and
Okay,
and then
then.
they almost blew a lead against the Giants too. So it's both teams blowing leads to less superior teams. Well, the Cowboys, no, I can't really say.
The Cowboys are still a good
That's
team.
a good team that can put anything together from all the weapons they have.
Dak had played great, but
I don't even care. I mean, I'm not even. I'm dead. I'm putting the Bears on. Even though they might blow, I can't believe I'm saying Mitchell Trubisky over Matt Ryan. Why would I ever say that? But for blowing that lead last week, I just have to. I have to. I don't care. Bears are
say
gonna
it's the
win.
defense fault. Honestly, it was the punt return team's fault, special teams, that too, and it was the defense. They legit couldn't. Like, what are you dumb? Stop playing man. Play zone. This isn't like Madden. Play man. You're gonna get burned off the press.
You're gonna get burnt off the press by Rand. It's CeeDee Lamb.
Yes. I mean, okay. Even though they lost last week, I still have I think the Falcons will win, but not by much.
We gotta watch suicide watch on Falcons fans right now because after this week they're like, oh my god, the whole week basically everything else. Oh, look at all these other no 23. It's like
It's like, but no. Yeah,
oh,
basically.
okay.
Washington and the Browns. Will Baker Mayfield and Odell continue to build off of their breakout last game?
It wasn't even really a breakout last game. They had one play against the
I mean,
Bengals. We gotta slow down the brakes there too. It was the Bengals defense.
yeah, Odell did have one play.
He had one play and then he didn't really do anything. Don't
Mm.
pretend Odell's Devontae
They,
Adams
they,
when
they
he gets.
connected on several big plays. It just wasn't the one play.
What did Odell do last game? Like seriously, he did
It was
one.
that 47-yard catch and then some
What,
short pass catches and some other ones. At least he's catching the ball. at
what
least
was
he's doing something.
what was that shot toward?
At least he's catching the ball.
Yeah, what was that shot toward? What? Our tight ends not being able to catch? Huh? Jay Sternberg can't catch for some reason. Wide open, yeah, Scantley kind of but no, I can't talk crap about Scantley. He really played good last game. But no, last game he had 4 receptions for 74 yards, 1 touchdown. Come on. I mean, it's good, I guess, but
I mean, it's better than what he has been doing.
it's better than what he has been doing, but
It's not.
trade him. Trade him
It's
to
not. It's not Giants Odell.
I
Odell
mean,
was put on the map because of one catch.
no, he's a solid wide receiver. I mean, I'd rather have him over the receivers that Green Bay Packers have. I mean, come on, Green Bay, make the trade. Trade that.
True. The only way Green Bay would be able to acquire Odell is if they trade Devontae.
They're not going to trade Devontae. That would be stupid.
Exactly.
They would have to give like 2 firsts, and then they would have to give they would take some like guy off the defense, like some like practice squad. I don't know.
But here's a weird thing. Washington, the NFL, with 11 sacks over the first 2 games. And the opponents have a 13.8% of pass attempts have resulted in a sack. That is the second highest rate in the NFL behind Indianapolis with 15.2. I mean, Chase Young, I didn't think he was going to do what he has been doing, to be
He's
honest.
rookie of the year, but wait, they probably give it to Burrow. It's probably Chase Young and Burrow right now. But I kind of hope Chase Young wins it. But it's Washington. They get nothing.
Yeah, they don't really get nothing.
I mean, I don't think this. I feel like the 49ers and Giants. I feel this is a lopsided game. I feel Browns. They have a better team. I'm not saying Washington. Washington will put up. I think Washington will put a fight because their coach is Ron Rivera. Just Washington. I don't think they will have a good game. I think Cleveland will kind of just expose them.
Yeah. Cleveland's going to win.
Cleveland's gonna.
Honestly, I believe in that.
Yeah, I don't really have a lot more to say about this game. I got Cleveland winning. That's it. And if you want to go on, I don't really have anything else to say.
I mean, like we were saying before, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, what they've been doing with those two running backs have been pretty interesting.
The Browns' offense is Nick Chubb, and Nick Chubb is their offense, and we're kind of disrespect. We're saying Baker. We're not focusing on actually the key part. If Nick Chubb can have a good game with a D line that gets a lot of sacks and probably will get a lot of pressure, if Nick Chubb can have a good game, the Browns will win. That's the statement. Wow.
The Browns don't have no defense except for Myles Garrett.
Yeah, but then think about who who does Washington have an offense really? They don't really have a right. I mean Haskins, but Haskins has been really inconsistent. He did pretty decent the first game, but the last game he kind of stepped back. I mean they have Terry McCall. I don't
even know.
Terry. I only know that his nickname. I don't know. I mean it's Cleveland. It's Cleveland, Washington. They're both teams that they always will be the bottom of their division at the end of the day. Okay, I will go on with Bengals and Eagles. I mean, another game that's just I don't think really is interesting.
Well, both teams are 0-2.
Both teams are 0-2, but
one team should be 1-1. But we all know who we're talking about. Joe Burrow, not bad.
Not bad. He's basically carrying that team. I mean, he can get down the field. I mean, the Cleveland game that he almost won. I mean, they didn't have the onside kick like the Cowboys had, but I mean, Joe Burrow, I mean, it's crazy though that his second game in his career already, he's passing 60 times. I mean, I guess we shouldn't be shocked because who else do they have? But and both teams, I mean, I don't even know what to say about both teams because the Bengals are a team that they're in the process of rebuilding and figuring out their identity. Probably going to be bad for another year, but then the Eagles are a team that I guess kind of is contending there. They want to contend, but they've shown no signs of contending through the first 2 weeks. And again, I mean, I don't really. Carson Wentz has not been producing well. I mean, again, it wouldn't be an Eagles season without injuries to major players. So,
I mean, yeah, Bengals, Geno Atkins, and Mike Daniels are potentially out for what, another couple weeks probably?
Yeah, I don't know. Eagles haven't shown me anything.
Yeah.
I know I mean, I would in a normal circumstance, I'd be like the Eagles, but for how bad I mean, but for how good I think Burrow and like the Bengals have been playing, even though they haven't been winning their games, they've been close. They made them close. They made their opponent sweat a little bit. So I think the Eagles again. I mean, the Eagles probably will win, but what they've shown this season, from what I just think Bengals.
True. Yeah, I mean, the Bengals more than likely are going to win, but yeah, I just don't know. I don't know.
That's what everyone feels about both teams. I don't know.
Who wants to show up and win? None of those teams.
no, I love that. What team wants to win more? Yeah, an NFL team, guys that are full of the competitive guys. I love the narrative. What team wants to win more? Well, both teams want to win. It's equally as bad because they're competitive people. They want to win. They want to be the best. You think they're just like,
who will get their first win of the season, or who will be the 0-3?
What team wants to win it more?
Basically.
Okay, let's go on. You want to introduce next game?
Sure. Let's go with Mr. Seeing Ghost and the Colts. Jets 0-2. Surprisingly, the Colts are 1-1. T.Y. Hilton apparently has 13 consecutive games with fewer than 100 receiving yards dating back to 2018. That is the longest streak of his career and has 7 consecutive games without a receiving TD. Tied for the second longest streak such of his career since 2015 and 2016. Will he finally get over 100 yards this week receiving.
Probably. Philip
I mean,
Rivers does to throw to the other team.
shoot, don't be sitting
I
down,
went with
Philip.
Philip Rivers.
Come on.
I'm on the Philip Rivers hate train. I mean, the last 2 seasons, I mean, like this season so far and the last season has not shown me anything. It's just showing me that he's regressing quickly, and I don't know why you sign an aging. I mean, honestly, there's a quarterback that you could sign right now, and I know
Yeah,
I'm
but he
saying it.
probably would do a lot more than what Philip's doing. I mean, I don't
I'm
have
saying
a
it.
problem
I'm
with
saying,
Colin Kaepernick,
yeah.
but
I think he actually would be better.
Brissett would be better.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
He negotiated his own contract, and what did they do? Oh yeah, we're going to sign Philip Rivers.
we knew they were going to sign Philip. Like, if they couldn't get Tom Brady, they're like, Philip Rivers, we got to get Philip Rivers. Which I just, honestly, I think Brissett, I mean, they were like, what, 7-9? I mean, yes, they fell, but honestly, Brissett learned about Andrew Luck's retirement like 2 weeks before the season. So you can't, if you actually let him, like, have a whole, like, he got a whole season under it, Brissett should have been the quarterback because then, honestly, get another piece. Instead of getting Philip Rivers, try to get another piece on offense or go after, like, I don't know, something, get another weapon. I
I
honestly
mean,
put more trust in
they
Brissett.
they got a defensive weapon in the offseason and DeForest, but
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really. I mean, they can't. I kind of agree with that move, and I kind of don't. I mean, I think he's really good. I mean, the not Seahawks, the 49ers, they got a steal. Like, you just got a guy that's younger than Buckner, and you got him for a cheaper contract. I mean, yes, he's a first-round pick, so he's going to be more, but, like, why didn't you just select Kinlaw at that point? I mean, if Philip Rivers don't work, then you still have your picks. Why? I mean, I know they're going all in, but Philip Rivers wasn't the answer. They only had one guy that was the answer, but of course he retired. So, I mean, and we should go with the Jets, but there's nothing to say about the Jets because they don't have any. They have Sam Darnold, and then the rest of their team's injured or got traded over the offseason. I mean, Jets.
Le'Veon's not playing, is he?
No, I don't think. Yeah, CJ Mosley. They don't have anyone. They have pieces, but like they have a foundation, but it's not.
Colts are going to put up 30 plus. It's plain and simple. They're going to put up 30 plus on the Jets. The Jets don't have a defense.
Okay, you're
The
saying
defense that they had
was
is
all
no
right.
longer.
No,
It's no longer. They don't have nobody.
actually, if their defense was healthy and they had Jamal Adams, so their defense actually would be not half bad. Like they got Avery Williamson and CJ Mosley, so it wouldn't be a bad like a linebacker. I mean, then you have Sheldon Richardson, and I think they have Damon Harrison. They have a pretty. I mean, I think they have a all right defense, but I mean, they're not going to really show anything. We all know that the Colts are going to run, and Philip Rivers is going to throw at least one interception. I mean, there's two things that go in the world so far in 2020. Philip Rivers throwing an interception and the Jets not winning. That's just the rules of the NFL. I guess
Rules of the NFL. Okay. Next teams.
Oh, I will go with, I'm trying to get the lesser point games out of the way so then we could go to the meat of this, like the big three.
Big three matchups.
Let's just get it out of the way. Buccaneers and Broncos.
Buccaneers and Broncos. Tom Brady, more than likely, will win this week. It's the Broncos. The Broncos are 0-2. I don't really know.
I got Buccaneers winning. Broncos. I mean, if you heard our first episode, you heard how high I was on the Broncos before we ended. And
yeah, now they're 0-2.
Now that Drew Lock's injured, and I guess Von Miller. I think Von Miller was injured at the time. I don't know what. I thought they were going to be a good team. I thought they were going to be a dark horse team. Nope. Again, no pun intended, but just injury bugs. Yeah. Drew Lock, and then you sign Blake Bortles. Why? Why? Why would you sign Blake Bortles?
I mean, Tom Brady is going to lead that team this week by far. By a long, long shot. I mean, the Broncos are going to put up not even over 20 points. Even. I don't even see them putting over 10.
If it was Drew Lock, they would have, but, not Blake Bortles.
Buccaneers are going to put up 30 plus.
Buccaneers will put up 30 plus. It's just going to be, I think Buccaneers will keep finding chemistry between, like, Tom Brady, Mike Evans, that offense. And it's just going to look like
what has Gronk done?
I don't know. Overpay. I don't know. You had tight ends. I don't know why you get Gronk. Like you had a fourth. I mean, I know they're like, oh, Gronk, but like Patriots actually got a steal with that pick. Even though yes, oh, it's Gronk, but Gronk was retired. So like, what was they gonna really do with a retired player that they still had under contract if he came back? Like
Yeah.
he's just a well. I read something before we started. It was like he's a blocking tight end now. I'm like.
Yeah, more than likely, yeah.
But they already had tight ends. And like, if you wanted to get a position, I don't know. Seemed like a running back could have been better. I mean, now they have a running back, but before this, I don't know. Just I don't know why you. But that's what we will try and make the Patriots again. Just with Bruce Arians. And I mean, the Buccaneers are going to look like how they looked last week. It's just going to be a continuation of last week against like the Panthers.
Speaking of the Panthers and Chargers. Justin Herbert, what a breakout week. Should have won, but it's Patrick Mahomes. Actually, no, it's the kicker.
Yeah, it
Kicker
wasn't
basically won
Patrick
them the
Mahomes
game.
at all. I watched that game. Patrick Mahomes was nothing.
Herbert honestly probably outdueled Mahomes that week.
Well, he did because they didn't really game plan for him. So I mean, Panthers will, but
Because they didn't know who he was.
really, they didn't know who Justin Herbert was. A first round pick.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
But it didn't look like they knew who he was.
Yeah, I mean, the defense, I don't know what's wrong. I mean, the Chiefs are kind of looking I don't know, shaky. They don't look like the surefire team they were last year. I mean, I guess that we can't just make it like, oh, well, they were playing I mean, the Chargers is a division rival, so we shouldn't be that worried because they play them twice, so they know them more. It's not like oh, God, if they were playing like, I don't know, like the Buccaneers and they almost lost. I mean, if they were playing like a serious team, but the Chargers play them each time every 2 times a year. So I mean, they're gonna know more about the team.
Herbert didn't know he was starting until 2 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah.
And he did that.
He did that, and the defense just really. I mean, Mahomes looked like looked kind of like Deshaun Watson there. He was just trying. He was his leg like. It seems like if you can get pressure on Mahomes, the best he could do is. I'm just from that game, not saying all his whole career, just from that game. If you can get pressure, like Joey Bosa was getting pressure, Melvin Ingram. Then there was some second-year player. I forgot his name, man. He made a big impact. I can't remember his name. He had a big impact. I really am. That's just disservice to him, but he had a great game. And I mean, Chargers. I think that I was kind of for Teddy Bridgewater and the Panthers, but I think again,
Chargers are gonna win. It's plain and simple.
Chargers are gonna win pretty decently. There you go. Okay, well let's get to. I think we have like one more game.
I think 1-1.
Well, we have the big three that I think are the most important. I'm kind of trying to save. Okay, let's just get through the Lions, the Cardinals real quick. The Cardinals are gonna win.
Okay. Matthew Stafford not gonna really do much.
Cardinals have surprised me. I don't know why. Like I knew they were gonna be good.
Kyler looks better.
Well,
He looked like he looked like he did some stuff this offseason.
It looks like when you have a wide receiver, like a number, like if you have Hopkins, the team's better. Bill O'Brien didn't know that, but when you have DeAndre Hopkins, your offense becomes better. It's kind of crazy. Lions, nothing. Low lead. Not shocked. That's it. I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Let's get to the meat of it. Let's get if we don't have anything to say, we're not gonna. I don't know why we went so off on the Colts and the Jets, but okay, the big game. And then we'll go to. I'm gonna go with my third big game. You want to go?
What's your big game? No, what's your big game? I want to hear what your big game is.
My third big game, not the number one.
Okay.
Cowboys and Seahawks.
Ooh, that's really your third?
Well, if you hear the rest of the other two games, you know why. Like,
tell me why it's your third one.
Okay, because they're both great teams. They evenly matched. These are really two good teams. And I'm not saying they're like the most. I just think it will be I'm saying the most interesting and fun to watch because the Cowboys, they have both teams are high offense teams. I mean, they both have defenses, but It's going to be a high-scoring game. It's just going to be a fun, high-scoring game. Russell Wilson and Dak even. It's just going to throw dot after dot. And it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be, I don't know, Chiefs versus Rams a few years ago. That's why I think it's going to be a really good game. If you want to...
I see the Seahawks winning it, though. I feel like the Seahawks have more defensive.
Yeah, I do too. I'm just saying I think it's going to be a high...
It's going to be high scoring, but I still see Seahawks coming out on top just because of defense.
Okay, let's just go.
It's mainly going to depend on which offense can produce more in late game situations. On them third downs, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 10. Third down is going to play a big part of that game. Not just, of course, first down, second down, but third down is where the game is either going to be win or
mistakes.
a loss.
Whoever team has the least mistakes and whoever team has the ball at last and puts up the most points. So that's the first point game. That was my third. What do you think my second's going to be? It's Packers and Saints and Chiefs and Ravens. Who do you think I put more important?
Honestly, I see the Packers and Saints are probably my number one for the week. Ravens and what was it? Who?
Chiefs.
Ravens and Chiefs. Yeah, that's my second. I feel like the Packers and Saints is going to be a better game to begin with, anyway.
Explain. I'm not gonna.
Well, Packers are 2-0. Aaron's playing really well. Devontae is the leading receiver in the NFL right now. Both great offenses. Ravens and Chiefs. Chiefs didn't really do nothing last week against the Chargers. The team that is probably one of the teams that they should have blown out, not win by a field goal.
No, because of division rivals. They know each other's weaknesses and strengths. They play each other more than any other team they play in the NFL besides the other division rivals. Division games are closer than you think.
Yeah, but when you have talent, what the Chiefs have in Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, big name players, Tyreek Hill didn't get his first catch till, the third quarter?
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Look at Cleveland, though. They have all this talent, all these weapons, and they still can't put it together. So I just think the same. It was just an off week I think the Chiefs and Ravens game, but I'll go more into the Packers and Saints because what is it? This Packers season has been great so far for me. I'm a Packers fan, of course, so it's been great. 2-0. Aaron Rodgers is looking like MVP Aaron Rodgers. We have a stacked offense, surprisingly. People said we need a wide receiver. We still do, but we got some talent. If we could win with running and passing, you're kind of screwed. Aaron Jones had one of the best games. He was the best player. Him and Devontae had back-to-back. Devontae had a really good week last week, and so Devontae showed the receiving game for us, and then Aaron Jones showed the rushing game for us. And when you can't stop the rusher, Pat, we played the Lions and Vikings, so we can't really say this is our first true test. This was how the 49ers game was last season to us. This is so important. For us, yes, this is important, but just the Saints, I don't know. The Saints need to have a bounce back week. Michael Thomas is injured. I don't know if he's clear to play. It's probably a game time decision. He probably will play because in Michael Thomas, he's a competitive guy. He's not gonna sit during the supported game. If big players to this game is I think for Green Bay because I'm focused at Green Bay at the moment. Alexander is the key to Green Bay winning. It's crazy to think that, but yeah, for the defensive side, I guess I should state that he's one of the key players. If Alexander can get going, he's the heart of our defense. It's how Kenny Clark comes back. Kenny Clark is second, yeah. Oh no, Kenny Clark's the bias is coming out of me. Saints have no one. They don't have Drew Brees. Drew Brees is falling off a cliff. Oh, Alvin Kamara. Oh yeah, we got Aaron Jones, huh?
Well, Drew Brees turned 41 last year. This is more than likely his last year in the league.
This is Aaron Rodgers, not last year.
I see he has 2 or 3 more years.
Whoa, I think Aaron Rodgers has at least 5, and we might trade Jordan Love, maybe, if he keeps playing the way he does. Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be a close game, a high-scoring game. It's whatever team, honestly, whatever team you prefer, or whatever, what type of play do you want? Do you want more, I would say not realistic football game, but more not realistic, but the other one is more like if you want to say more old school football with, probably running, running the ball, pounding the rock. And I would say the Packers and Saints game is more for you. Well, if you want the more flashy plays of today's football, Chiefs and Ravens is the game for you. But I think
Yeah,
Chiefs and Ravens, and I mean, they're equally important for both games. For
yeah.
the Packers, it will determine if they will basically be the division, will they be the first seed? And for the Chiefs and Ravens game, which team is going to lead the division too? These are both huge divisional games. Enough to say. That's really all I have
I
to
mean,
say.
honestly, I think the reason why they drafted Jordan Love was for kind of to piss Aaron off in a way, to make him play better. That's what I thought they did it for.
I don't know. I thought.
I mean, he's played great so far. He's played better than he possibly has the past 2 years. So,
Whoa.
in the first couple weeks
2 weeks.
so far.
I'm not slowing down the brakes of this. This is the one time. I'm a Packer fan, which the bias isn't showing at all. What? Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT? I don't disagree with you. You don't have to explain your reasons, Aaron Rodgers, he's better than Tom Brady. He just doesn't have rings. But I think that
Isn't this like the fifth meeting between Aaron and Drew Brees?
I don't even think it's the fifth man. I think it's like the third. They barely meet each other. I think they played, let me think, they played once in 2011, like after they won the Super Bowl. And then they played another time in like 2017 or 18. They probably played like 3, 4 times. They barely play against each other. And I'm
The Packers lead the NFL in offensive rating. Efficiency. Yeah. Offensive. Whatever. I don't care. English. You gotta love it.
Yeah, we've been recording this podcast for a while. Our brains are becoming mush
Yeah.
at this. So I think this is going to conclude episode 2 because we got our points across. Only if you want to add something.
We didn't really talk about the Ravens and the Chiefs, but it's basically going to come down to defense. Both really good defensive teams.
Yep. I mean, I guess we talk more about the Colts and Jets. That's the fight thing.
Yeah, even though
Well, Colts Jets fans, we just Chiefs Ravens. They're not good teams. It's the Colts Jets. That's where it's at. So I think this will conclude the episode.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed listening or wherever. I'm on YouTube. So hope you enjoyed listening. Follow us on Twitter and have a nice day.